Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Nene's Crafting Corner and I'm Nene. My apologies for the long hiatus. Life, am I right? Halloween nails, because it is now Sunday, October 9th. Today I am smelling By the Sea by Scentsy. As always, Gabby's information will be in the description. This, if you can't tell by the name, smells like the sea. It's got a delightful fragrance. It does remind me of the ocean, sea, whatever. Very, gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? Earthy is not the right word. Watery is like the only term that I can think of, and I know that that's silly and wrong, but that one is a delightful smell. You should get it if you like that kind of smell. I am working on Capture the Sky by Diamond Art Club. I am almost done with it. A lot of the upper was like the same 3 colors over and over, so it was really easy to plow through. So let's just dive into it. Sorry about the long hiatus. I mean, life, right? Yeah, just life got in the way. My work got really busy and I just didn't have time to schedule, or not schedule, excuse me. My life just didn't allow for the recording of videos, but I did miss it. I missed you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here I am trying to get back into the swing of things. Because it is kind of fun to go back and look at these videos and see what was going on in my life, even though my life is not terribly eventful, which, don't get me wrong, I really prefer it that way. But it is nice to just, you know, kind of talk about life and things going on and what have you. So without further ado, we have about 5 or 6 months of catching up to do. So I made a list of the essentials, most important, highlight reel, whatever you want to call it. I did my nails today in Halloween, and this is very much out of my comfort zone. I am all about symmetry and matching, so the fact that these are all mismatched, well, okay, they're not mismatched, but like normally both these are black, both these are orange, and then both these are black, but I'm embracing new change. So that's a fun thing for me, to get myself out of my own comfort zone. So anyway, if you're wondering why, that would be why. Just trying something new. Sorry, what color was really short. So I'm just looking for my next color. Bear with me, sorry. You know, the better planner in me would have had them all lined up, but alas, like I said, I gotta get back in the swing of things, so here we are. So what have we been up to the last 5 months? So I did not write these necessarily in chronological order, but we're going to go in chronological order. Actually, I did not write this one down. Christopher and Gabby are going to have a wee one. A little boy, and he is due in December, so he will be a Sagittarius, just like myself. Not that I put a whole lot of stock into the whole like astrology thing. Hey, if that's your jam, good for you. I just think it's kind of funny. Not like haha funny, but it's like kind of, I guess, creepy, but not like weird creepy. Gosh, I'm not explaining this very good, but it's just fun for me to read about. I just saw I missed a couple in a color, so but it's fun for me to read like descriptions of what quote unquote typical Sagittarius are like, and it's like, oh my gosh, I feel so called out, or yeah, that's totally me. It's and it's a fun thing for me to do. Yeah. Anyway, sidetrack. Baby. Yeah, so she's due in a couple of months, and that's fun and exciting. They did a gender reveal party, which personally I don't understand the hype behind a gender reveal party. Like, what happened to just, you know, calling people up and being like, hey, we're having a insert gender. But I'm a stick in the mud, and I'm a self-proclaimed party pooper, so that's why people invite me to things, because every party needs a pooper, and that's why they invite me. But we are very excited and anxiously awaiting the wee one so that we can have all the snuggles. He will be my 7th great niece or nephew. Actually, I think he's the first nephew. First great nephew. I think everybody else is nieces. So that's fun and exciting. Yeah. I don't have really much more to say on that. But yay. That's really all I got right now. Yay! It still is kind of weird to me, as I'm sure it is weird to Christopher to think that he's going to be a dad. And so it's kind of weird for me, like, dude, I changed your diapers. How are you having kids already? It's weird. I'm excited, but it's weird. Does that make any sense? I mean, I'm sure that's how parents feel when, like, grandbabies start coming. It's like, I changed your diaper, I birthed you, I, raised you, and here you are having your own kids. It's just a weird feeling. In fact, I feel that way, like, on the Facebook when I see kids that I used to babysit, are having kids, and I'm like, holy crap, I used to babysit you. How are you having children already? Like, you're still supposed to be this big, and you are not. But, oh well. The next thing, sorry, I got kind of a list to do, and I'm to get through, and I'm going to try and keep this at like 45 minutes. I realize that this is only like 8-9 minutes in, but some things I will have a lot to say about, and some I will not. Anyway, that's the point of a highlight reel, right? Next in line, Tim went to England, and I know a lot of you, sorry, I have to put chapstick on. I forgot to do that before I started. The question I get the very most is, Tim went to England without you? Yes, Tim went to England without me. Excuse me while I drink my Diet Coke. Tim did go to England without me, and that is perfectly fine, because he went for a competitive Nerf convention, and I did not feel like going to England to sit in a convention center and or watch them play Nerf. Now, I realized that I could have gone and toured the city, but the idea of touring a strange city in a strange country didn't really tickle my fancy. So I told him to go by himself and have a good time, which he did. And because Tim is the way he is one of those people. I find it is a blessing and a curse sometimes, but he's one of those people that can make friends and or conversation wherever he goes. So, his newfound friends and buddies across the pond have requested that I come next year. Not requested, they've demanded. They've demanded that I go next year. We'll see. Maybe I'll just take some diamond paintings with me. They did do some touring, but I don't want to have to cater to someone else's schedule and time limits. I want to be able to, set my own time limits and boundaries, or, whatever. But another reason I didn't go. But he did have a good time. He brought back tons of candy, mostly a candy called Squashies. And I will insert a picture of both our bed covered in all the candy that he brought home and a picture of what Squashies are. They are, in my humble opinion, disgusting. They are, I don't care for marshmallows, and I find that they are kind of similar, I guess, in texture to marshmallows. So that's not for me. I have tried them before. Christopher went to England and brought them home, and I tried them then. That was back in 2018. That was not for me. And no. So he brought home a ton of Squashies for him and Christopher because he loves them. They actually have their regular flavor, which is raspberry and milk. And then they have a sour flavor that is cherry and apple. And then he bought on a whim some minion ones. So they're blue and yellow. And it's banana and blueberry, I think. Blueberry, blue raspberry, something like that. So yuck, and that's all for him. I told him to bring me back. What I wanted was, Cadbury chocolate. And again, I know you're going to go, well, Janae, we have Cadbury chocolate in the United States. Correct, we do. However, Cadbury chocolate from England is very different from Cadbury chocolate here. I prefer the English, the UK chocolate, to the stuff that's made in Pennsylvania, because it's licensed to Hershey via Cadbury. Licensed or leased, or I can't remember the exact term, but anyway, it's not my favorite. I mean, it's good, but the stuff from the UK is so much better. I don't know, it's creamier, richer. I don't know. But it's delicious. So he brought me just plain chocolate bars, and then he brought me the Cadbury Caramellos. They also have, and I didn't like them because, again, Christopher brought them home, so I got to try them, so I know that I don't like them. They have ones, chocolate bars, Cadbury chocolate bars with other things in them, like the jelly for the jelly beans. I totally forgot a whole bunch of one color that I just put away. So they have, the one with the jelly from the jelly beans, and then they have like an Oreo one, and they had, I think, a Pop Rock one, and, this is inside the chocolate, and hard pass, respectfully decline. But anyway, so I have tried all those, and I know that those are not for me. So good old plain chocolate and or caramellos is for me. Let's see, what else did he bring? He brought home some, they call them biscuits, but we call them cookies. Hold on. Sorry about that. Hubby decided to call and then I had to readjust everything. Anyway, oh, cookies, biscuits. Brought some of those home. They are not my favorite, but he likes them, so that's all for him. I don't know why he brought home KitKats, because we have those here, and I figure they taste the same, but what do I know? Because Cadbury chocolate doesn't taste the same. So I guess the same could probably be said for the KitKats. I don't know. I don't like KitKats, so I don't eat them. What else did he bring home? I think that was it. Oh no, the Skittles. He brought home Skittles. And again, I know you're gonna be like, well, Janae, we have Skittles here. Yes, we do. However, they have, instead of cherry, they have, or no, excuse me. Instead of grape, they have black currant, which is disgusting, in my opinion. I'd rather have the grape. But again, to each his own. That's like a normal thing over there. I think black currant. Well, obviously because it's a flavor of their candy. And then he brought home, so regular, so like the red pack of Skittles. And these weren't like normal size Skittles, they were giant. So they were the size of a freaking nickel. And they were delicious. Except for the black currant ones, because those are gross. And he also brought home sour, which are not, they weren't that sour. The sour Skittles, they were not that sour. Either I have a high tolerance for sour, or they're a bunch of weenies over there. I don't know. Probably me just having a high tolerance. Because I love sour candy. In fact, my mouth just started watering just the mere thought of sour candy, so there's that. Let's see, Squashies, Cadbury, the biscuits, the KitKats, the Skittles. Oh, he brought home one other kind of Skittle. It was, I can't remember what they're called, but they were, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Got another phone call from the hubby. The last type of Skittle that he brought home was, I can't remember what they were called, but they were like puffs. And again, I didn't like them because it reminded me too much of a marshmallow, and that was not for me. So yeah, he was in England for about a week, and the hardest thing about that was the time zones, because the UK is 7 hours ahead of us. So he would wait until I got home from work to call me and say goodnight, but it was midnight there because of the time change. I'm like, dude, you gotta go to bed. Hello. Apparently I am the only one that values sleep in this relationship, but whatever. Yeah, it was fine in the beginning. It took me about 4 days to actually start to miss him. Because every day he's like, I missed you, and I'm a jerk, and I'm like, it hasn't been long enough for me to miss you. And I'm a jerk, and he knows it. It's okay. Yeah. But all in all, he had a good time. He was glad he went. I was very glad he brought me back all the candy. Really, it was just the chocolate that I really wanted. But I am glad he got home okay. I did miss him, so don't worry. I'm not a jerk all the time. I can't have human emotions. Then after that, there was the 4th of July. We spent with his family. We went to Hogle Zoo here in Utah, and then we spent a few hours there, and then we went to Chili's for lunch, and then we reconvened and did fireworks at his brother's house. And then by the time we were driving home, I was so peopled out. Like, I don't do big crowds and a lot of people very well. So sometimes it's a struggle even just to hang out with my family. Like, I was raised in a big crowd, okay? There's 8 kids in my family. So anytime we get together, it's a big crowd and it's ridiculous. So yeah, I have a hard time with big crowds. And so by the time we got home, I was like, I don't want to see people for like 3 weeks. I am over this. But overall, we had a lot of fun. I think I have some pictures of a few of the animals and some carousel rides that I will try to remember to put in. Hey, editing Janae, do that. Let's see. And then after the 4th of July was Kieran's wedding in August. So that literally just happened. Well, I guess we're in October now, so about a month and a half ago. And that was super exciting. She was a beautiful bride. You know, I didn't doubt that she would be. She got married up in the mountains at a campsite, and it was beautiful, and she loves cows, and so she found a cowhide rug to get married on, and it was beautiful. It was nice weather, which we were hoping for, because Utah gets a little bipolar between August and October. And I'm telling you, I swear you can experience all of the seasons in one day sometimes. It's a little ridiculous. But what are you gonna do? See, now I'm looking up at the thing and I'm all worried that he's calling, because yeah. Anyway. They honeymooned in Vegas, which I thought was kind of a funny place to honeymoon at, but you know, again, that angle, it looks weird. The angle and the light, that one just looks weird. But I've pulled it off, it looks fine. They were able to, because I am madly obsessed with the Baz Luhrmann Elvis movie. I went and saw it 10 times in the theater. Hashtag not even ashamed, not even a little bit. But it was a good movie. But anyway, so they had gone to see it with me one of those 10 times. And I asked her when they went to Vegas to go to it's not called the International anymore. I think it's like Hilton Westgate or Westgate by Hilton or something like that. But it's still still looks like the International Hotel that Elvis played at for years and years and years and years and years. That he had a residency at. But I told her to take some pictures of it for me, this, that, and the other. And they ended up going into the hotel, and they ran into a manager or something, from what I understand. And they got an impromptu like private tour. And she asked him if the stage, like the theater, auditorium, whatever you want to call it, that Elvis performed in, if that was still there. And they're like, yeah, you want to see it? And she's like, yeah. So they took her backstage and they showed her, and she got to take pictures, and she took a video for me. And it was all very exciting. She was so excited to show me. She FaceTimed me. It was awesome. And I was so jealous. There's even a bit of stage, like the original stage that like has a plaque on it or something that says that Elvis Presley stood here. Da 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 da. They've got a statue of Elvis in the lobby. It's like a whole thing. And it was really cool to see. So I will put some of those pictures in as well for if any of you are fans of Elvis. I love him. Tragic life. I mean, he had an exceptional life, but it was tragically cut short. Yeah. So if you haven't seen that movie by Baz Luhrmann, Elvis, starring Tom Hanks as Colonel Parker and Austin Butler as Elvis, you really should. It is not, my brother went and saw it and he thought it was a movie about Elvis's life, and it is not. It is a movie about the relationship between Elvis and his manager, Tom Parker. And Austin did an amazing job. Like, Lisa Marie and Priscilla both like sing his praises. They think he did an excellent job, and so do I. And Tom Hanks did a great job being creepy Colonel Parker. But yeah, it was beautifully done, and if you haven't seen it, you should. And that is all I'm going to say about that. So they honeymooned in Vegas for a week, and then they came home. It wasn't quite like the movie Honeymoon in Vegas. Like, not at all. But yeah, they had a good time. I actually haven't seen them since they got home. I probably should call Kieran. Oops. Again, life, you know? You know what I mean? Friggin' life gets in the way of everything, right? Let's see. Oh, and then, so 4 days I skipped. 4 days before Kieran's wedding. She got married on a Saturday. So on the 16th of August, Blue had surgery, and he had all of his teeth pulled. His eye had started to swell up, and he had to have surgery. And they initially thought it was only going to be like 2 or 3 teeth. They got in there. It's all of them. So they pulled all of his twofers. His bark is now literally worse than his bite. And I know it's a bad joke. I don't care. I find it hilarious. Excuse me, another drink. So now he's on soft food, and the little turdlet, didn't give me any indication that he was in pain. The only indication I had was that his face was swelling, like his eye was swelling shut. And I'll put a picture of that up. But yeah, his eye swelling shut. That was my only indication that he was in any kind of pain. I had to take him to the ER. That's how we found out that he was. Anyway, it was a whole thing. But he ended up having to have surgery, all his teeth pulled, and he's much better now. So he's on soft food for the rest of his life. And that was quite a bit of an ordeal. He had to have It was so bad he had to have a pill antibiotic and a liquid antibiotic for a week before the surgery. And then we continued the antibiotic after the surgery and until it was out. And then he had, on top of, he had a narcotic that he had to take for like 4 days or something. I can't remember. And I tell you what, giving a dog medicine in a syringe with no teeth is way easier than if they have teeth. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. It was way easier. But he's doing well, and I will put before and after pictures of that fiasco up. So that was fun and exciting. Then in September, Tim and I had our 2-year wedding anniversary. Sorry if I keep bumping this. My phone needed to be charged, and so it's like the cord's right across my face. Oops. But anyway, so we had our anniversary and we went to the Anniversary Inn here in Salt Lake. If you are in the area, or if you're not in the area, you should go because it is wonderful. Their whole shtick is niche, whatever you want to call it, is themed rooms. The room that we stayed in this time was like a country cottage theme. So the walls had little cottages painted on them, and there was like little people in the distance, and the bed was in a carriage, and it was super cute. And I only took a video. I didn't take any pictures, or else I'd put them on, but I'm sure there are pictures on the website. So lots of fun. That was our anniversary. We just went and stayed the night. Yeah. It's, again, not terribly exciting stuff. But again, I also kind of like it that way. So, I mean, it is what it is. Let's see. That's really it. I also have on here the podcasts that I've been listening to, because I get, like, when I first started diamond painting, I fell down the YouTube rabbit hole that I think everybody does. And I started listening and following some YouTubers, which I still do. And I listened to them whip and chat while I diamond painted, which is actually what kind of got me thinking about doing my own channel, and here we are. I think about a year later. I actually need to look and see when I posted my first video, because I think I'm coming up on the 1-year mark of it. So, woo, yay! And quite frankly, I have more subscribers than I thought I would, so that's always nice, right? But yeah, so that's kind of fun and exciting. Approaching my year mark. Woo! But so I've been listening to podcasts lately. I listen to them while I'm at work, driving, cooking, cleaning, whatever. And I am a history nerd. I love history. Specifically, sorry, my nose itches really bad. Specifically European history. Even more specifically, like royals, probably because I'm an American and we don't have such things here. I know a decent amount about the Tudors, which is Henry VIII and his 6 wives. I know a decent amount about Marie Antoinette and Louis XVI and the whole French Revolution. But that has more to do with my own heritage than anything. My maiden name is a French name. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. It is an Americanized French name. And every year on July 14th, my dad flies the French flag in his yard for French Independence Day. And the way that he acts sometimes, you'd think we were full-fledged French, but I am only like 1/32 French. Like, he had to come apart when I took Spanish in middle school. He told me I was a turncoat to my heritage, because I was going to need French in my everyday life, apparently. I can tell you to be quiet in French. Well, really, I can tell you to, like, close your mouth, I think is the direct translation of that. But, and I know a few key phrases, like, anyway, not the point. But so one of the podcasts I've been listening to is called Noble Blood. And I think I missed one of the symbols. I sure did. Well, we'll finish this one I just poured and then we'll go to that one. Anywho, and I don't know if you can guess just from the title, but she talks about nobles, and it's nobles from all around the world. She's covered some Asian cultures. I can't remember the specific countries because my rememberer is broken. But she has covered some Asian cultures. She covered some Russian, Scandinavian, clearly English, French, Germanic. I think she even went over some African. I don't know. I binged it all in just like a few days, in like a week. Like I said, I listened to it at work. I listened to it at home. So I went through the series really fast. I actually thought about starting over because it was good. And then I can't absorb anything anymore. And so I'm like, wait, what? So it's nice to go back and listen. But the other one that I've been really binging a lot is called History Chicks, and I just barely found them. It's 2 gals that, again, you could probably figure out just from the title, they cover women in history, and it's been fun. And I like that they do this thing where they call it dropping them in history. And so it's like, oh, these people were alive when that happened, because sometimes you think it's like so far away or such a long time ago, but it really wasn't. It's kind of weird to think about. But so you should check those out. The other one that I really like is that I've been listening to a lot, that I actually put on the back burner because I found these 2 other podcasts, is called Myths and Legends. And again, it's right there in the title about what it's about. He covers different myths and legends and fairy tales from other countries. Well, actually all over the world. He's done Mulan, and he did a bit of King Arthur, and he'll do another bit of King Arthur, and he did Vikings, and he's done some from China. I realize that Mulan is China, but He's done Russian. He's done all kinds. So that's another really good one if you're into podcasts. But I think I am nearing my time limit here that I set for myself. So, I think that's about it as far as what we've done over the last 5 months. Like I said, nothing terribly too exciting, and it's been fairly spread out, which is kind of nice. We are now headed toward Halloween. And then next month is my personal favorite month because I love Thanksgiving. And if you were around last year this time of year, I think I love Thanksgiving. I can't say it enough. In my opinion, it is one of the most underrated holidays because we have so much to be thankful for. And we just don't express it enough, in my opinion. So, yeah. So, yay for Halloween. More yay for Thanksgiving because I love Thanksgiving. But I think that's about it. Oh, one last note. Just for those that, because I am always curious. The people that I watch, I'm always curious about how long it takes them to do a canvas. And I started this on September 14th. This is it's Capture the Sky by, I think it's Yumi Art. So if I'm pronouncing that wrong, I'm very sorry. It is a 22 by 33 inch canvas or 56 by 84 centimeters. And I am, as of this recording, 54 hours into it. So, and I'm almost done. I actually finally broke down and bought release paper, which I was adamant I was not going to do, but I finally broke down and bought some. And big fan. I won't probably ever do another painting without these. So I like that they're already pre-sectioned, and anyway, lots of things to like about them. They're kind of waxy, so it seems like you can reuse them over and over a few times, so that's always nice. More bang for your buck, in my opinion. These ones I just found on Amazon. And yeah. I think that's all I got for today. So thanks for hanging out with me, guys. And I'm going to try and get back in a regular routine of doing these every week. So I will see you then. Bye.